well, welcome to our beautiful home. We are not on the ranch today, out in the middle of nowhere.
Outdoor woods.
Yes, we are not in the outdoor woods. So what I'm showing you is basically our solar panel system setup, minus the solar panels because those are still back at the ranch. Just going with the AutoZone Special Duralast 1000 MCA at 182 RC. Now what else? Next, I've got this directly into this thing. It is a pure sine wave inverter, and we went, oh, there we go. 5,000 watts. So it has been 1 hour and 7 minutes. I have had this fan here plugged in off of this battery. Everything's a 12-watt system. And I really like this one because it tells me it is running 12.1 volts, 60 hertz, 124 volts output. And then it gives me the battery level. You can also plug this bad boy in and it kind of gives you a reading. So this battery was charged when I bought it. But when I plugged it in, it was roughly halfway. So it's been running an hour and it hasn't moved at all in this little. So I think this system's gonna work really well. I've got 100-watt solar panel back at the cabin, and that's essentially what's gonna charge the system. But my plan is to buy several more. I was looking at buying 2 more that are 440 watts and running those into the system and using the 100 watt on a separate system. But anyway, I'm just kind of showing you what we've got, what we are running at the moment. All right, just a little update. If you can see this, it's basically been 3.5 hours that we have ran this on a battery that is not fully charged. Basically, when I plugged it in, the battery here is in the exact same spot. But however, we are down to 11.8 volts now. Still 120 volt output. So this is supposed to have a shut off, I think it's 10.5 volts. And then there was a plus or minus 5. So it could be 10 or it could be 11, somewhere between there. When the battery goes low, system's supposed to shut down to not, I guess, damage the battery. I'm assuming is what it is. So see what happens when it shuts off. Right, here we are at 7 hours. And we are running 10.5 volts. It shows that the battery is almost dead. It's reading 136 watts, so it is dropping just a little bit. We've got an indicator that is low, and then we've got a frowny face. We are from 120 volts. That's been running that way for the last 6.5 hours. We are down to 118. So I don't know how much longer this will last. But it's supposed to shut off at 10.5, and it was give or take 5. So it could shut off at 10, it could shut off at 11. We just now dropped to 117 and 10.4. Once this gets to, I think it's I don't know if it was a 2-minute or 5-minute warning, but it will set a little alarm off. It just basically it beeps, and then it should cut off. And I can hear in the fan that it is now
Slowing down.
Okay, it should be, yeah, we can hear it now, and it's dropping to 129, 128, 127. Okay, so we're about to actually shut off here, so we'll let this run. 9.9 volts. Let's see if we can, yep, we can see it. 120, 119. So hopefully, electricity and stuff makes me nervous, so I'm hoping something doesn't explode. There's our alarm. All right, let's see what's going on. 106 watts out, 9 volts, 100 volts of output. And 9.9, and it shut off. All right, so, all right. So it was still trying to cycle like on and off, or trying to push power. So with 140 watts, we are at exactly 7 hours. And that was on a battery that was not fully charged. I'm assuming it was roughly halfway charged by the indicator on the inverter, if it is correct. So the second battery that I have, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the charger, make sure it is 100%. And then I'm gonna hook it back up to this, and I'm gonna see what the battery indicator says, if it shows full. That way I can kind of test its accuracy. And then I'm gonna charge this battery. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna charge that battery back up as well. So that is enough in a hot summer night that we can run a fan all night long and be very comfortable. That was without any kind of solar power being charged. Obviously that doesn't happen during the day or during the nighttime, but we're gonna have sun all the way until 8 o'clock. So it'll get a little bit of charge even down to 8 in the summertime. So I think I got a pretty decent start to a setup. So well, we got everything hooked up. Now it's not ran 100% the way I'm gonna have it ran, but here's our controller, and I'm gonna be switching this out with a MPPT. And so if we need some lights, we've got some lights. And I went ahead and got some $5 at Home Depot, some USB LEDs. So and it comes with the controller. So if we want to run LEDs, we can just hook those up. And then if we need LEDs and lights for whatever reason, we've got all that. Now, I like these LED strips because at nighttime, if we just need white, it lights up the whole place very well. But if we're shooting or hunting or anything like that, we can actually turn these red. And it gets a nice low red glow so we can see, but anything outside can't see. And then down here, we have our inverter. So you see everything runs nice off of that. And then I've got the batteries down here. And of course we can run a fan, and then I've got another fan over there. So it's actually pretty cool right now. It rained last night, but if we just want to suck some fresh air through here, I've got 2 fans running, and we are only running at 96 watts. This one runs 30, and then I think that one is roughly 60 watts. So pretty decent setup for the moment.
Welcome to our outdoor kitchen. Since I can't say my name, y'all can give me whatever name you want, but don't get crazy. I made some chicken breasts with some Slap Your Mama. Y'all know about that Slap Your Mama seasoning. Pepper, garlic pepper, and a can of Rotel with the cilantro lime. And this has cooked perfectly. It only took about 25 minutes. And this chicken is super juicy. And unfortunately, your friend here doesn't partake in the animal nutrients. So I'll be enjoying this by myself. But yeah, there's my chicken.
That looks good.
Well, it took about 20 minutes.
And I will be having some mac and cheese. We also
You're still recording.
have this beautiful girl with us today, Miss Journey, along for the ride. Journey, come here.
She wants some of my chicken.
Journey. Want to say hi to everybody?
I want kisses.
Journey. Oh, yeah. All right, so we brought her with us today.
We're dog sitting.
Yeah, we're dog sitting, and So she's more of a inside outside dog, so she can deal with the heat, and she loves to snuggle. So and you all right, so it is starting to get late. We made kind of a decision. It's going to take some time, but what we ultimately decided on, at least in the future, is we want to go ahead and buy like a small shed. And we're going through and we're checking prices, and we can get one, customize it. And so I've got these trails down here, and we decided we want to put the building at the very, very back of the property because it is surrounded by other people's property, and it is the very back of those. So it's literally as deep as it can be. In order to get it out here, I have to get these super thin trails trimmed down. So this is at the very, very back of my property, and I'm just going along and I'm trimming everything down, even though this isn't where we're going to put it. That goes towards the deer stand, but down this way is where we're going to put it. So that is one of the projects we're kind of doing at the moment. And then once we get down to the end of this, I went ahead and put another feeder and camera out, so I'll show you guys that. And until it starts to get a little bit darker, I'm gonna go as far down here as I can, get it cleared out, and then every time we come down, I think we're gonna dedicate something like, I'm gonna say something like 2 hours, maybe. Every time we come, we're gonna dedicate 2 hours to getting the trail cleared, and then saving up money so we can get the building. That's where we're at right now. So cleaning up another trail. So I've got a lot of new, or firsts, I guess. Several months ago was chainsaw. When you have a chainsaw, you're gonna have to learn how to sharpen it. It takes, I think, roughly $7 to $10 to sharpen the chain when I'm taking it to the store. And as much as I'm cutting, I was just like, I've got better stuff to spend my money on. So I went and bought one of these kits. It comes with all the files, the handle, the angle, everything. Anyway, so this is my first chain that I just got through sharpening. So we're gonna see how good of a job I actually did, or if I just destroyed the chain. So let's see what happens. So this is the cabin that we are looking at doing. So this one's as old. But let's check the inside. So we got a nice little porch. And then we will have a loft on one side and another loft on the other side. And so my idea is to set up here. Gives me a perfect place to shoot prone. Right out of the house. I think we're gonna get one of these.
I think so. Excited.
So we got windows up front.
I'm gonna give them vertigo. How do you say it?
We've got some goals set for the future. As far as getting in the cabin and everything, we're gonna end up setting a budget and set money aside each week, each month, whatever it is we figure out, and work on getting a cabin, saving up for the shed, the cabin, whatever you want to call it, to get it put out here. So you know that's going to take us a little bit of time. Our goal is to do everything and stay debt free. So in the meantime, we're going to continue with the range. So I'm going to, for the moment, this is what we got cleared off at the moment, but I've got a very large tree, unfortunately, that I'm gonna have to drop. And then I've got this tree here that I'm gonna drop. And then I think as far as that goes, that's the only two I need to do that's on the range. And then I'm gonna start clearing this stuff back there, and it gets open pretty quick. So that stuff isn't gonna take too long at all before I get to another 50 yards. Nowhere near as long as this first part taken. So here we go. Well, we got a gun range update. So something we're gonna test out is I've got a 2-inch target, and then it's my 4-inch target. So this is my 50-yard target. I'm gonna do, if this one works really well, because I don't think this is AR 500. I actually don't know what kind of steel it is, but we'll see. If it works really well, then I'm gonna get another one of those for the 100-yard range. Let's keep going. Journey, come on, baby. Come on. Journey, come on. Come here, baby girl. Yes. Oh. We're at the 100. Come on. So, obviously, in the video, it doesn't look like much, but there's a bunch of stuff. It looks really, actually doesn't look like I did much, but it goes back there at least, I'm gonna say 35 yards. Not quite 50. I could put a target up there, but at least what I cut down. What I'm ended up doing, I didn't realize, is I'm coming too far. Like if you're standing downrange and look this way, I'm cutting too far to the left. Nonetheless, it's all cut out of the way. And then I've got some big stuff. I cut a bunch of the small stuff out of the way. There's a few big things way back there. But let's go back there and take a look. All right, so we're a little ways in here. There's our targets. There's the cabin. So I ended up kind of cutting off a little bit more this way. So I've got these. These are quite large. I'm gonna have to cut down. And then I've already cut a bunch of stuff way through here, kind of just all the small things and small to medium. And then I got a couple bigger ones that I have to keep cutting. And so this is as far as I've really cut so far. I did end up cutting quite a few things over here because I'm looking down there and I can see the building, so I think I'm good. But I'm gonna need to cut these out, this one, and then I think I'm gonna have to open up just a little bit right over here, which looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 trees or so, because the gun range is really kind of aiming up this direction. So you can see it's a few trees, and then it's fairly open, so it doesn't take too long to get pretty far back up in there. And of course, this is going uphill, so I've got a natural backstop, so I can actually run this all the way up there. And anyway, so that's the update on the range. A lot of work. The good news is, I mean, there's still a lot of work to go, but it gets easier from here. Anybody who knows. And there's nothing like one of two things, or both things. And that's having just a good friend that is into all the same stuff that you are into, or at least a portion of it. So the dog we have with us, Journey, is my best friend's dog. We've been friends since 5th grade. And I am 22 years. Yep, 22 years out of high school. So you can see the wisdom in my beard. So just having a really good friend that's just as motivated to do stuff like this It's a good thing to have. The other thing, that's his dog, is having just a badass dog. So this dog here, if he hears something, he alerts, but he doesn't necessarily bark. We call it whisper barking. So he's like, puh, 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 so he doesn't scare whatever off. But I think my girlfriend just burnt herself a little bit, and so she kind of yells out like, "Oh crap!" Journey turns around and runs down there to check on her. She listens really well. He told her to get in the back seat. She jumps in the back seat, hop in. She jumps in the truck, get out. She gets out. So I think if you got like a homestead, which is what we're turning this into, a ranch, whatever you want to call it, having just a good, well-minded dog, you really can't beat that. So now what to do from here, I don't know. We'll find out.